Santa Rosa arrived at the decision to have neighborhood parks and community parks as processed through the city general plan. There was a lot of discussion about what the community needs, and it was decided that you also need the smaller parks within the neighborhoods for the little kids, for a green break in the community, for people to be able to walk to a neighborhood location. The goal is to have a neighborhood park within 1/2 mile of every single residence. So it becomes a series of circles. Circles are put into the general plan showing where these parks need to be in order to reach that goal. And then ultimately we have a generalized location where that park could be. The city feels that each neighborhood park should reflect the neighborhood. So as we go through the design process, we try to come up with a theme that reflects something in the neighborhood. For example, Brush Creek Park is out there with a lot of stone walls and olive trees. So that park includes stone walls and olive trees. More and more we're trying to provide a theme so that park is distinctive rather than all parks in the city looking like the same old parks. We can do that occasionally on play equipment, although play equipment it does provided by manufacturers, and they tend to be very similar nowadays in their appearance. But we're working more and more in giving each park a feeling, either with its play equipment, with structures, with landscape, with grading, with something to make it distinctive and not look like every other park. When play equipment is put in, we have several rules or policies that we follow. One is the federal government's policies under the Americans with Disabilities Act. We also have the Consumer Product Safety Council, which requires that the play equipment be designed and built to make sure it's safe for children. Now those two come together and require surfacing. So we have chosen in Santa Rosa to go with a combination of a rubberized surfacing. So we put in a concrete base and then several inches of rubber on that. Then we mix that where we can with sand. And we use sand because that has great play value. It's relatively easy to clean, kids can build sand castles, and it's relatively cheap to replace. Well, the parks are maintained regularly. The way the city maintenance crews are divided up is that we have an east section, which is everything to the east of the freeway, and a west section, everything to the west of the freeway. They'll look at every park every day to make sure there's no big safety issues, pick up glass in the sand, things of that sort. And then usually once a week, they'll go through with mowing and edging and the more intense maintenance. One of the most difficult issues comes down to ultimately the color. It seems that it's relatively easy to decide how many swings and slides and how it's laid out. However, people have endless debate as to whether they want natural colors, do they want to put in black and silver and pink and orange and purple. And ultimately we decide, but it usually takes almost longer than deciding on the play equipment itself. It's amazing. You wouldn't think it, but that's it.